Today, you're going to learn how to use the ultimate video editing tool for creators. Creating and editing videos on a smartphone has never been easier using YouTube's new Create app. You can create short or long form videos, select from 3 different ratios, and upload your finished masterpiece directly to YouTube. The app has a huge range of exciting tools and features that will help you create engaging videos that are in line with the latest trends. So spruce up your videos with stickers, seamlessly knit pages together with a series of professional transitions, add video titles that will grab attention from the get-go. What's more, you have a whole library of copyright-free music that's safe to use on monetized accounts, include video captions, and then finish off your video with a compelling call to action. At the current time, which is November 2023, the YouTube Create app is only available on Android in the following countries. So go to the Google Play Store and search for YouTube Create, and then tap to download the app. Now sign into the account using the same credentials associated with your YouTube account. Once done, you can start creating your first video by tapping the plus icon. Make sure you give the app access to your video and photo files on your smartphone. Create your first project by selecting any of the videos on your smartphone or photos, or a mixture of both. Look out for this handy little icon in the bottom left-hand corner of each video or photo on your device, as this will tell you whether your content is vertical, which would suit a shorts video, horizontal, for long-form videos, or square. So tap on a little thumbnail image and then click on Import at the bottom of your screen to add the content to your timeline. You can keep adding content from your smartphone to the video timeline by looking out for this large plus icon. So go ahead and keep adding content from your smartphone in order to create your first project. Unless you're incredibly organised, you'll probably discover that the content that you upload may not be in the correct order. So here's how to rearrange your pages. Hold your finger over a page and then drag and drop it into the correct position. Select the correct aspect ratio for your video by clicking on the 3 little dots in the top right-hand section of your screen, and then selecting from a square video, a vertical shorts video, or a horizontal video for long-form content. And if you are creating a YouTube Shorts, you will get a little reminder in the video editor at the 1-minute mark. Now that you've got your content loaded up onto the video timeline, let's have a look at some video editing techniques. Cropping a video file couldn't be easier. Select the video file on the timeline, hold your finger down over one of the sidebars and drag it along the timeline. To split a video into 2 sections, scroll through along the video timeline until the playhead is in the correct position where you want to make the split. Select the video file and then tap on the scissors icon to divide the file into 2. Ensure that each page or clip changes smoothly and seamlessly using beautiful transitions. Look out for the transitions icon, which you'll find between each separate page. Just tap on the icon to open up the transitions menu. You can tap on a transitions thumbnail image to see what effect it will have on your video. Change the duration of a transition by holding your finger down over this little button and sliding it along the slider bar. Provided you have nothing selected on your video timeline, you can access a whole menu of editing tools. So you can select Overlay, add text, stickers, access the sound menu, create a voiceover for your video, and even add captions. By selecting a file on your video timeline, that will also open up a separate menu of editing options. So let me just show you very quickly how to use some of these features by adding a title to your video, adding music, those all-important captions, and a call to action. The first thing to do before adding text is to click away from the video timeline to make sure that nothing is selected. So to do that, just tap in the greyed out area. Next, click on text in the video editing timeline and select either plain text or text effects. So click on plain text, type out a subheading or a little bit of body text, click on done to go back to the video editing timeline. When you're not in editing mode, features such as text, stickers and overlays will form coloured bars over the top and underneath the video timeline. Each effect will be in a different colour so that you can easily distinguish one from the other. To go back into editing mode, just click on one of the coloured bars. I can now customise my plain text using the editing menu underneath. I can change the style of the text by clicking on the Style button. From here, I can decrease or increase the size of the text. Select a different font. Customise the colour of my text and the background. By clicking on the Format option, I can change the weight of the text and the alignment, and also add an outline and a shadow. And with the text still selected, you can drag it into a different position over your video. Of course, if you really want to make a splash at the start of your video, go back to the text button and select text effects, and you'll see a whole host of beautiful title effects that you can add to your video. Scroll right down and have a look at all of them. The only drawback I would say is that you cannot edit any of the features. They are what they are as you see them on the screen. So to add a title to your video, just tap the text effect and then type in your video title. Tap on the little play button to preview the title in your video. Tap on Done to add it to your video. With the title still selected, you can now reposition it over the top of the video, rotate it, and add some further effects. Choose where you want the title to start and finish by selecting the title over the video timeline and dragging on these sidebars. Use the menu underneath to add some eye-catching effects, such as animations. Preview any changes you've made by clicking on the little play button. Engage with your audience and have a bit of fun by adding some stickers to your video. There's a huge range to choose from, so scroll down and have a look. It's very simple to add a sticker to your video. Choose whichever one you like and tap on it to add it to the timeline. Choose where you want the sticker to start and finish by holding down the sidebars and dragging them along the video timeline. Hold 2 fingers down over the sticker and pinch your fingers together to decrease the size. Under the stickers button, you also have access to GIFs and fun emoji. Now let's have a look at adding sound in the YouTube Create app. The first thing to say is that all sound is copyright free, so you don't have to worry about getting content ID claims. You can use the music safely even in monetized accounts, provided you are part of the YouTube Partner Program. Make sure you have nothing selected on the video timeline and then click on the sound icon. You can search for a suitable track by placing your cursor in the search bar at the top of the screen and then typing in your search query. Click on the 3 tabs at the top of your screen and search for music, sound effects, and even upload your own music. Music's also organised under different genre, so do scroll through and have a look and see what you can find. You can listen to a snippet of the music by tapping on the play button. And then to add the music track to your video, just tap on the side arrow. Music and other sound effects will be added as a coloured sidebar underneath the video timeline. To open up the music track for editing, just tap on the coloured sidebar, and that will also open up a separate music editing menu. Customize where you want the music track to start and finish by holding your finger down over the sidebars and dragging them into place. Tap on the volume button to adjust the volume. Have the music fade in and fade out by dragging the little buttons along the slider bars. Don't forget to click on Done when you've made some adjustments. Next, use the Find Beats feature, which will allow you to add some truly professional finishing touches to your video. Find Beats are a series of auto-generated beat markers on an audio layer, which will help you edit to the beat. So once you've added a piece of music to the video timeline, scroll through the menu underneath and find Beats. Click on it, and then click on Find Beats. Depending on the duration of your music track, it will take a couple of seconds or a minute to generate. Once done, click on Done. The music beats are represented by a series of vertical lines and dots on the music timeline. You might want to zoom in on the music track by holding 2 fingers over the music track and separating your fingers. And what you can do now is split your video using the Beats markers. Now go ahead and add some exciting and eye-catching transitions between each page. Next, I'm going to show you how to add a picture in a picture. I'm sure many of you have wanted to reference a previous video in YouTube, so this is the perfect way to do so. Tap Overlay in the menu, and you can go ahead now and select either a picture or a video. It works with both. You now have a photo or video overlay over the top of your project. With the overlay selected, you can adjust where you want it to start and finish by dragging on the sidebars in the usual way. Hold your finger gently over the top of the overlay and drag it into a different position. Increase the size of the overlay by placing 2 fingers gently over the top and parting your fingers. You can then drag it into a different position if you need to. You can customize the overlay further using the editing menu underneath the video timeline. So you can add filters, effects, you can add an animation. And why not help draw attention to your overlay by adding a sticker such as an arrow sticker? I used the search bar to do a search for arrows. Just tap on a suitable sticker to add it to your project. Again, you can reposition the sticker, increase or decrease the size. Next, I want to show you how easy it is to add that all-important call to action to the end of a YouTube Shorts video. Go to the end of your project and click on the big plus button. Now tap Blank Clip in the top left-hand corner, and that adds a blank page to the end of your video. You can customize the blank page by adding a color. You can choose one of the preset colors, or click on the color wheel to create your own. Next, click on Save and then click Done. You can add whatever you want and you can get really creative here, but for instance, you can add a little bit of text to thank your viewers for watching your video. Reposition the text and resize it if you need to. Click away from the video and then select text again. And this time you're going to select text effects. Now scroll right down towards the bottom of your screen, because what you'll find are some fantastic calls to action. I would suggest that you might want to add a subscribe button. So scroll through and see which one you like. When you see one you like, just tap on the text to add it to your video. And what I love about this is that you can customize it further by adding your YouTube channel handle. Don't forget to click on Done to save your changes, and now preview your beautiful call to action. Now let's have a look at adding captions to your video. Before I do that, I just want to show you very quickly how to add a voiceover to a video. Just tap voiceover in the editing menu, and then to start, tap on the big red button. Going back to the editing menus, you'll find the captions right at the end. So tap Captions to make a start. Select whether you want to generate the captions for all the videos on the video timeline or just a voiceover, and then select your language. Now click on Generate. This takes probably just a couple of seconds to do, depending on the duration of your video. You'll find the completed captions over the top of the video editor. Customize the captions by clicking on Edit, and here you can amend spelling errors and do things like add capital letters. Each word will appear within a separate text box, so to make any amendments, just tap the text box. When you've gone through your captions and you're happy with them as they are, don't forget to click on Done to save your changes. You can also make further edits to the text by changing the size of the text, the font, the colour, the background colour, in exactly the same way as I showed you for plain text. Once you've finished your video masterpiece and you want to export to YouTube, find those three little dots in the top right-hand corner of your screen, tap Export, select the quality of video that you want to use, and then tap Export again. And what I love about this app is that it will automatically recognise if you've created a YouTube short, i.e. it's vertical and less than 1 minute in duration. Once the export's completed, you do have the option to share your video directly to, say, social media or save it to your smartphone by clicking on the Share button. Or you can go ahead and upload your video directly to YouTube, and I think this would be my preference. If you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up because it really does help support my channel, and maybe even subscribe to my channel for more tips and tricks just like this. If you are creating YouTube shorts quite regularly, make sure you check out this video, which is coming up in just a second, because it shows you how to add a custom thumbnail to a YouTube shorts before you publish it to YouTube. Meantime, have a fabulous week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.